Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today I want to talk to you about collecting and what's going on over there at Hasbro. And I want to ask your opinion. Do you think that the price hikes and some of these other things that have been happening is a little bit of sabotage? Or do you think it's just that somebody thought it was a good idea, but it's not really that great of an idea? And what I'm talking about is, they've been raising the prices on figures, right? If you're a collector and you're watching this video, prices are going up. So that means to me, I'm going to be collecting much less because I have a certain amount that I set aside to be able to collect. And I can't just justify adding another $8 to a figure that was like 20 bucks and then just say, oh yeah, I'm going to buy all 8 in the wave. Now, especially when some of those figures in the wave are going to be like this Leia that's coming out. This is the Hoth Leia. I just painted her hair brown and gave her Padme's robe, and I think it looks pretty good. So I don't think I'm going to need to buy another Leia in a fancy comic book box. Especially because it's going to be $8 more than this was. Actually plenty more because this one actually went on clearance. So maybe on clearance I can pick them up. But I got a question. They're going to get rid of the plastic in their packaging. So I almost wonder if this is a little bit of sabotage too, because they have the vintage collection that comes on these cards, and then they have these retro lines that are made to look just like those old Kenner figures, and they're on like vintage looking card backs, and they got this plastic bubble. And does that mean they're going to discontinue doing that altogether? I want to know, do you? Because it's going to be really weird if they decide, hey, let's just like twist tie the figure to the card so everybody can see the figure. It'll be easy to pull off. Or do they try to just put it in a cardboard box with a picture? And then is it going to deter people who want to buy a figure like this and they can't see the figure in there and actually what it looks like except for a photograph? And if you're an inbox collector, then what are you doing? Are you actually just buying for a picture of the figure on a piece of cardboard? And if that's the case, are you okay with just downloading a picture of the product to your phone and having it in your photo album on your phone? I think that's a fair question. So I gotta ask this. So recently we were talking about this on our live stream about the prices going up, and what I want you to do is I want you to listen to this toy expert talking about licensing. He goes by the moniker Professor J, and his face has been obscured and his voice has been changed, so to sort of protect him in this instance. But go ahead and listen to what he has to say.
But it could be said that there could be a strategy here. So Disney thinks that Star Wars is worth a 100% increase in whatever they were getting 2 or 3 years ago. So the only way to come back a few years from now and go, we need to pay less for the Star Wars license, is to make the price right now so astronomically high that no one buys Star Wars product. Therefore, it's only worth pennies on the dollar now. So, yeah, they're sabotaging it so it doesn't sell.
In the grander scheme of thing, and tell me if you agree at the end of this, I almost feel like they're trying to sabotage the Black Series line. And I'm going to use the Haslab as an example. And I know a bunch of people are going to jump on and they're going to say, well, you know what? It was because these other ones were so successful that this ultimate thing happened. But just hear me out for a minute. So the Sentinel was successful and it had hit almost all its tiers and more. And then the next thing you know, after they started shipping, they were available at Big Bad Toy Store. So did Hasbro make a deal with Big Bad Toy Store to blanket buy like a bunch of figures, a bunch of Sentinels, so they could put them up in their store? And the Razor Crest, the same thing, right? People were at their Razor Crest a couple weeks later. They were on Big Bad Toy Store and they were available. And I'm waiting to see, is the Sky Striker going to be on there? The G.I. Joe Haslab, is that going to be on there? Is the Proton Pack going to be on there? I want to see these things show up on Big Bad Toy Store, and then I want the answer to this question. If the Haslab Black Series Rancor failed by only 500 items, because it was at 8,500, it needed to get to 9,000. They couldn't have Big Bad Toy Store pick up 500 knowing that afterwards there was going to be a lot of regret and maybe people were going to pick it up? I mean, especially since they announced those like final tiers just to give it the push so it wouldn't fail. Look at the campaign that they ran for the Razor Crest, the Sentinel, the Sky Striker, the backpack, and then compare them to the Rancor. They didn't know which way was up with that thing. At one point, one of their marketing people said,
and seeing the Rancor holding onto a standard stormtrooper too, like that was crucial, right? Like that was such a pivotal moment in the movie.
So it seems to me like I think they were almost purposely making all these mistakes. And then to look at the line and to see the figures they're announcing and see all the repaints and the repacks and stuff like that, I just have a feeling that they don't want that line to be successful. I think it's a lot more lucrative for them to crank out a 3.75-inch figure, put it in very simple packaging. They can do ships, they can do vehicles, they can do a whole bunch of things that they're not willing to do for the Black Series because it's just too big of a scale. Let me know what you think. Is Hasbro trying to sabotage the Star Wars Black Series line? And leave me your thoughts in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. And that's all I got for today. But anyways, everybody, I just want you to know, thanks for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. And don't forget, have a fantastic day.